Good evening. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Can only mean one thing. Herd Winter Racing Series. It was a close one tonight. I think I got on the bike with 2 or 3 minutes to spare. No warm-up at all. And a big meal with some wine before, it's Saturday night. What are you going to do? Tonight's course is Yorkshire double loops. I don't like Yorkshire. Never been a fan. I know I'm a bit of a punchy rider, supposed to be anyway. But this is a little too much. I'll throw up the actual course in a second, but there's just no break here. And in the herd races, when you're racing against A pluses and A's, it's a lot. So here we go. Start at the starting pens in Yorkshire. Go right to the reverse KOM around, and there's Potbank and Otley Road coming down back into the town. You do the little reverse sprint and then back up Otley Road, which is a pretty draggy climb down Potbank back to the long side of the KOM and the sprint again to finish going back up the KOM. So, as expected, the start was pretty hot. A lot of guys pushing hard, knowing the KOM is now. So a minute and a half into the race. My plan was to do what I could to stick with this front group for as long as I possibly could. And I buried myself to try to stay with these monsters for the first few minutes. And then recovered a little bit coming down on the back side, a little super tuck there for good measure. But I kind of knew what was up once we hit Potbank. I was gonna struggle to stay with these guys. I was really hoping for, 3 or 4 other riders to kind of get knocked off the back with me, but that didn't happen. So have a look. We're just gonna come up to Potbank Road now. It's a hell of an effort, and it's just non-stop. It really is. There I am. So I see some guys behind me with 5-6 seconds. This guy just blows right past me. That's fine. And I'm targeting the group of Black, Sweet, and Aaron, and Jay Potter's a few seconds behind them. So I figure, we can coalesce, catch up together, and then work to at least have a bit of a group to keep things interesting, so I'm not riding this solo the entire way. It takes about to the climb just before the Otley descent for them to catch me, and we stick together for pretty much most of the ride. So if you're not aware of how these herd races work, it's open categories. So you have everyone from D to A plus who race these, and the top placements, the top 5 team placements of each race count towards the team points. So Dirt has historically taken these on pretty aggressively. We like these herd races. We have a lot of strong riders, and the series takes the best effort from the entire weekend. So a lot of these guys can race this a few times to try to improve their position. I'm nowhere there, but the regulars are racing a few times a weekend to try to score some good points for Dirt. Now here we are coming into the lap banner. We're gonna go up the Otley Road climb. Now you look at it on paper, it's not so bad. So you have this sort of 2.5 second drag, 2.5% drag, which on paper isn't too bad, but it just starts to build up, and then you get hit with 4 to 5% towards the end, and you kind of don't really see it coming. You just look down at your legs, you're like, why are my legs working? This sucks. And when's this gonna end? Dan was trying to encourage me, but the writing was on the wall here for me. I was struggling, letting them know that I didn't have the legs or the lungs to really do anything too aggressive. My goal was to stick with these guys for as long as I possibly could, thinking that maybe I had a chance at a sprint or something at the end. But moments like these where I just kind of don't pay attention and then I have to put in a dig to try to catch them going uphill it's entirely unnecessary. You know, putting 250 watts on a downhill to try to catch these three guys. And these little efforts kind of took their toll on me in the end. We're coming up to I call it the long side of the KOM. I think it's a little bit longer, but I suspect it's around the same amount of time. This downhill, and then you do a right and a left, and then boom, hits you. And your legs are just burning here. I'm trying to keep up with these guys. They're doing really well. They're pretty strong. And then they just all kind of start to slowly pull away. And I'm in a pretty deep hole here. They put, 2-3 seconds on me towards the end of the climb, but I'm not willing to let that go yet. I don't know if you saw, I used my arrow. I should have used it when I was super tucking instead of before super tucking. So I was a little bit wasteful there, but still got some benefit from it. And here we go, still working hard. I'm doing 3.8, 3.94. These guys are doing 1-2 watts per kilo, resting when I'm just working really hard to catch back on. This is kind of the last little stretch of the race. Thinking we're gonna go and turn left and go towards the lap banner near the start pens, which is a kind of short punchy. Oh no, we're going up the KOM. I realized that, and it's bye-bye for me. That's my night. At that point, I had nothing left. Just decided to mosey on up and, call it a night. Despite me getting dropped a couple times and finishing 14th overall, a couple of the dirt guys did really well. Tyler, Ian, and Mike finished 1, 3, and 4 respectively. So successful outing for the team, which is always fun. Thanks for watching. That's another Herd Racing Series recap. I'll see you on Tuesday, CRL, taking on one of the New York courses. It's gonna be lumpy.